If your Maytag washing machine is displaying error code F7E4, the appliance has detected a problem with the drive system shifter. On compatible Maytag top load-in washers, this code is described as a basket re-engagement failure. During the wash portion of a cycle, the wash plate or impeller must move differently from the main basket. When the machine changes to the spin cycle, the shifter reconnects the basket to the drive system so that the entire basket can rotate at high speed. The F7E4 code appears when the control board determines that this change has not happened correctly. The washer may agitate but refuse to spin, stop before completing the cycle, leave clothes wet, make clicking or grinding noises, or finish unusually quickly without performing a proper spin. The exact drive design varies between Maytag models, so confirm the full model number before ordering any replacement component. Begin with a simple power reset. Switch the washing machine off and unplug it from the electrical outlet for 5 minutes. If the appliance is hardwired, switch off its dedicated circuit breaker for the same amount of time. Reconnect the power and try an empty drain and spin cycle. A temporary control error may clear after the reset. If F7E4 returns, the machine probably has a mechanical or electrical problem that requires further investigation. Before checking the basket, make sure there is no water inside the washer. If necessary, run a drain program. If the washer cannot drain, remove the water safely before attempting to move or tilt the appliance. Unplug the washer again and remove all the laundry. Look around the wash plate, agitator, and basket for clothing or another object that may have become trapped. A small sock, drawstring, bra wire, coin, piece of fabric, or other item can become wedged between the wash plate and basket. This may prevent the shifter from changing between wash and spin modes. With the machine empty and disconnected from electricity, turn the basket gently by hand. It should move without severe resistance, scraping, or sudden locking. Depending on the model, the wash plate may also move separately from the basket while the drive is in wash mode. Do not apply excessive force. If either component is completely locked, there may be an obstruction, damaged bearing, worn drive component, or another source of mechanical friction. Check that the wash plate is not visibly loose, tilted, cracked, or rubbing against the basket. A damaged coupling underneath the wash plate may also affect movement, although this must be confirmed using the service information for the specific washer. If the basket and wash plate move normally, but the error returns, the most likely area is underneath the washer. The shifter system may include an electric actuator, a sliding clutch component, a cam, a spring, and position sensing electronics. The exact terminology differs between Maytag platforms. A worn or jammed shifter slider may fail to move into the spin position. The slider can become damaged, distorted, or stuck by debris. A clutch or cam mechanism may also bind instead of moving freely. Listen during the transition from washing to spinning. Repeated clicking can mean that the actuator is trying to change position, but the mechanism cannot engage. Grinding or scraping may indicate a damaged slider, clutch, rotor, or other drive component. A completely silent shifter does not automatically prove that the actuator has failed. The problem could also be caused by a loose electrical connector, damaged wiring harness, failed sensor, or control board fault. Internal inspection normally requires access to the bottom of the washing machine. Before moving it, unplug the power cord, close both water taps, disconnect the hoses if necessary, and drain all water from the tub. Never work underneath a washer that is unstable or supported only by a box, bucket, or another temporary object. The appliance is heavy and can cause serious injury if it falls. With safe access to the underside, a technician will inspect the shifter connector, lower wiring harness, slider, clutch components, motor area, and drive assembly. Loose connectors should be reseated only after the machine has been disconnected from electricity. Look for damaged insulation, corroded terminals, broken wires, melted connectors, or evidence that water has reached the electrical components. Do not perform live voltage tests unless you are qualified to service mains-powered appliances. Maytag's technical procedures include electrical measurements and component activation tests intended for trained service personnel. The shifter actuator may need replacement if it cannot move the mechanism or report its position correctly. However, replacing the actuator will not solve the code if the slider is mechanically jammed, the wiring is damaged, or the main control is not supplying the correct signal. The motor and basket speed system may also need to be checked when the washer cannot agitate or spin. Several drive-related fault codes can appear together, so record every stored code before clearing the diagnostic history. Do not replace the control board first simply because the code returns. Mechanical movement, shifter operation, connectors, and wiring should be checked before an expensive electronic control is ordered. When replacing the shifter, motor, drive, assembly, basket, suspension, or main control on compatible Maytag models, the washer may require a calibration cycle. Calibration allows the control system to relearn the drive and load sensing characteristics. The basket must normally be empty during calibration, and the procedure must not be interrupted. Use the service instructions for the exact model because the button sequence and diagnostic menus vary. To summarize, F7E4 means that the washer cannot correctly re-engage the basket for spinning. Start with a 5-minute power reset, remove the laundry, check for objects trapped between the washplate and basket, and confirm that the drive components are not mechanically locked. If the code returns, the shifter slider, actuator, clutch mechanism, wiring, motor system, or main control may need professional testing. Stop using the washer if it produces loud grinding noises, smells of burning, leaks, or repeatedly fails to spin.